I think West Africa, we are bound together. We might have our difficulties, and perhaps we may not attain certain objectives within the time frame we all hope to attain those objectives. But I remain optimistic that West Africa will remain together. So I don't see ECOWAS leaders making it difficult to reunite with our brothers and sisters at any time. So yes, there is this proposal to keep the door open up to July, but I don't think ECOWAS leaders will keep the doors closed.
When Yakubu Gowon says they will return, is it a hopeful prediction or a reflection of growing cracks within ECOWAS itself? How has the withdrawal of these three countries affected regional security, trade, and the fight against terrorism in West Africa? Can dialogue led by President Tinubu and ECOWAS leaders realistically bring the breakaway states back to the table, or is the damage already done? Once united under one banner, West Africa now stands divided. The once solid pillars of ECOWAS are cracking, and one of its founding fathers has finally spoken out. And you won't believe what he revealed about the exit of the Sahel from ECOWAS. Once united under one banner, West Africa now stands divided. The once solid pillars of ECOWAS are cracking, and one of its founding fathers has finally spoken out. At the grand celebration marking 50 years of ECOWAS in Lagos, General Yakubu Gowon, Nigeria's former military head of state and a founding voice of regional unity, took the stage. But instead of fanfare and congratulations, Gowon delivered a sobering message, a call for reconciliation, and a warning. Our sister nations that decided to leave, Gowon said, will in time realize the bonds of culture. He was referring to Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger, three nations that turned their backs on ECOWAS earlier this year, forming the Alliance of Sahel States. AES instead. Their departure wasn't just symbolic, it sent shockwaves through the region. It questioned everything ECOWAS stood for. But Gowon isn't giving up hope. They will return, he said with conviction, stronger, more united, and committed to our common vision for West Africa. It was more than optimism. It was a challenge to ECOWAS leaders, to President Tinubu, and to the new military regimes now shaping the Sahel. Gowon didn't hold back. He blamed the resurgence of military coups, including those that brought leaders like Ibrahim Traoré to power on personal ambition. A hard truth from a man who once led Nigeria during its own crisis of unity. But in that criticism there was also counsel. Gowon praised President Bola Tinubu for his efforts to reopen dialogue and mend the fractures. He urged ECOWAS to stay open, not to isolate, not to punish, but to welcome back the lost brothers when they're ready to return. Because make no mistake, their absence is being felt. Since the Sahelian trio withdrew from ECOWAS, security has worsened in parts of Nigeria, Benin, and across the region. Smuggling routes have widened, joint intelligence has dried up, and the promise of a shared West African future has started to fade. But the question remains, with the growing ties between the Sahel states and countries like Russia, is West Africa entering a new phase of geopolitical alignment? Meanwhile, Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger have chosen a new path, one that leans east, one that embraces Russia, and one that casts doubt on Western-backed cooperation like ECOWAS. Whether it's a march towards sovereignty or a retreat into isolation is still unclear. Gowon thinks there's still time. Continue to be open, he pleaded. Don't push them away. Whether as individuals or as a group, they will come back. The celebration may have been for 50 years of unity. But the real test is whether the next 50 will still have Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso at the table. So, what do you think? What drove Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger to walk away from ECOWAS, and can the region truly move forward without them? Is ECOWAS still serving the interests of all its member states, or has it become disconnected from the realities on the ground in the Sahel? Was forming the Alliance of Sahel States a desperate move for survival or a calculated step toward long-term sovereignty? Kindly share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel for more updates as we look forward to seeing you on our next video.